Hmm?
I said I'm just gonna have to lean forward. Where's my stuff go? There's my stuff. All right, we might have to project a little bit with the water.
Okay.
So, hi Alma, how you doing?
Uh,
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming in today. I appreciate it. I thought today maybe we could talk a little bit about some of the things that we talked about last week. In particular, you said that you were getting in a little bit of trouble in class because you were, let's say, disagreeing with your teachers and with some of your fellow students. I was wondering maybe if you could share like an instance of that, something that happened recently.
yeah, I don't know, it happens all the time.
Happens all the time. Okay. Maybe one that was particularly memorable then.
Just like when they don't understand what's right.
Okay. So you have a tendency to disagree with people more when they don't understand something.
Well, they don't really ever understand anything.
Okay. Can you give me a specific, like a specific teacher or a peer who genuinely doesn't understand?
Well, like my English teacher she just didn't like what I was saying about the report that I gave. She didn't think that it was, I don't know, fair or something.
Okay. Can you talk a little bit more about what wasn't fair or what she thought wasn't fair about it?
Well, she just said that some of my facts weren't right, and they were. She doesn't know what she's talking about, though.
Okay. So you disagreed with her about the nature of the material that you were writing.
Well, yeah, she didn't. She said it was one way, but if you look at the research, it's a different way.
Okay. So she wasn't able to see it from your point of view?
Well, it wasn't just my point of view, it was what the facts say.
Okay. So she was willfully ignorant of the facts.
Yeah, she doesn't know what she's talking about.
Okay. I can understand that might be a bit frustrating, especially when someone's grading your paper and they don't understand the material as well as you.
Yeah.
So when she first disagreed with you about the facts in the paper, what kind of thoughts did you have about her?
Well, she's dumb. Why would you go and teach a class if you didn't know what you were talking about?
Okay. So your impression was that she was disagreeing with the facts in the paper because she just didn't understand it. She wasn't smart enough?
Yeah, she's not.
Okay, so you don't feel like she's very intelligent.
No, she shouldn't even be a teacher.
Okay. So that thought is in your head. She disagrees with you. You think to yourself, she's kind of a stupid person, right? She's not very intelligent.
Well, everyone is. They just don't. I don't get stuff.
Okay. And then how did you feel about her when you were thinking she's not very smart?
Well, she's just so dumb. I just hate how she doesn't actually know what she's talking about. It just makes me like, she shouldn't even be allowed to teach if she doesn't know what she's talking about.
Okay, it feels like, or it sounds like you find her kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Especially in that moment. And
she's always annoying.
Yeah, but particularly when she tries to correct you and you know you're right.
Yeah. Why would you try to correct somebody who's right?
Yeah. So you have this paper that you've turned in, you worked pretty hard on it, you've done research, sounds like.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And the teacher gets up and is like, this isn't right. And you know it is, and you try and convince her that it is, and she's just not listening to you, so you're frustrated and annoyed. And how do you respond in that situation? Like, what do you do?
I just made fun of her. Like, she just doesn't... Yeah.
Okay, so you, like, mocked her was this in front of the class?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone thinks she's dumb.
Okay. How do your classmates respond?
They thought it was funny.
So they laughed and...
Yeah.
Okay, and how did your teacher respond?
Well, she kicked me out, so I guess she was pretty mad.
She seemed angry to you?
Yeah, she was not happy.
Okay. And when you saw her angry and she kicks you out, what do you think then?
It's because she's dumb. Like, she doesn't... It's because she's stupid.
Okay, so
she doesn't... She knows that I'm right.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody else knows that I'm right.
Okay, so...
She just couldn't... She just was embarrassed.
So for you, the thought process is, she's kicking me out of class because she knows I'm right and she can't say anything to disprove it, so she's just getting rid of me because she's not smart enough.
She knows that she can't prove me wrong.
Okay. I think I have a pretty good sense for how that went. I wonder, though, has there ever been... I mean, you talk about how everybody's kind of dumb, right?
Yeah.
Generally speaking, most people don't seem that intelligent to you.
No. They're all just, like, following the crowd. They don't actually actually know anything.
Okay. When are you... let me think about how to ask this question. So you say that people follow the crowd, but they don't actually know anything for themselves. Are there any other things that people do that make you feel like they're not very intelligent? Things that they say?
Well, it's just like one person will do something and then they'll all do the same thing. And they won't, like, think about it. They just do it.
Okay.
So their intelligence is, like, not even registerable.
Okay. I wonder, has there ever been a situation where you did something that you saw someone else doing?
No, not really. I don't do things other people do.
Like, you're in 9th grade, right?
Yeah.
So you just moved from middle school to high school?
Yeah.
Okay. The first day at high school, lunchtime, how did you know where to go?
What do you mean?
Well...
Where did I sit?
No, I mean, how do you know how to find the cafeteria? I assume the first time you had been on campus.
There's maps.
Yeah, so you went and you found a map?
Yeah, you just look where stuff is.
Okay. And just charted your way from where you were using the map to the cafeteria?
Yeah, they give you a map on registration day.
Okay. Were you able to use the map to find everything you needed?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Has there ever been a time where you got a question wrong? Like you answered a question wrong in class, or you got a wrong answer on a test?
Yeah, but not in English.
Not in English? Okay, which subject?
It was Spanish. It was just... They didn't give us enough time to study.
Okay.
It was just a pop quiz, and they didn't give us enough time to study or go over the material.
All right, so you had a pop quiz in Spanish and kind of sprung it on you, and you didn't feel like you had adequate time to prepare for it, so you got some questions wrong?
Well, yeah, they didn't give us enough time.
Okay. You feel pretty confident that if you had had more time, you would have been able to get the questions right?
Well, yeah.
Okay. So I wonder, I mean, it sounds like what you're saying is that getting the questions wrong doesn't mean that you aren't intelligent.
Well, no, they didn't give us enough time. If I had had enough time, then I could have got it right.
Okay, so you feel pretty smart. Getting the questions wrong doesn't mean that you're not smart, doesn't mean that you're any worse at Spanish, it just means they didn't provide enough time.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I wonder if there are situations where people might disagree with you, and you're right. Right? They're disagreeing with you, even though you're right. But just like you, just like you with the Spanish test, maybe they didn't have enough time to prepare, and so they're answering wrong.
Yeah, but she's a teacher. She's old and has had tons of time.
That's true. Old people have a lot of time. But you said you did research, right?
Yeah, we had to research a project.
So did everybody research the same project, or did people pick their own stuff?
No, we had to do our own thing.
Okay. So is it possible that, how many kids are in the class?
Like 20-something.
20-something kids. Okay, so there are 20-something different research projects. Is it possible that she just didn't have enough time to study up on all those different subjects, and so when it came to yours, she disagreed with you about the facts, just because she hadn't had enough time to prepare?
Yeah, but she should be smarter than that.
I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to say that, generally speaking, if you're going to teach a subject, you should be pretty well versed in the subject. And if you don't know something, you should probably just admit that you don't know. But I also think that it could be possible that, given a little bit more time, she would have been able to see your perspective a little bit better.
Well, yeah, because I'm right.
Yeah. So what I want to maybe suggest is that over the next week you work on what's called a thought record. I have an example of it here that I want to show you. So basically what a thought record is, it's a log of the situations that you go into and the ways that you feel about those situations, and the thoughts that you have, and the evidence for those thoughts. So in that situation that you described, you would write down in this column here, disagreement with English teacher about grade on paper. And then you would write down the emotion or the feeling that you had when she disagreed with you. Remind me again what you were feeling.
Just, she's so dumb. I hate her.
Okay, so you felt pretty negatively towards her, you felt annoyed by her, so you would write down disliked or annoyed by, and then you would move to the thought that came to your head while you were interacting with her. Do you remember what you were thinking when she disagreed with you about the facts in your paper?
She's just dumb. She's stupid.
Okay, so you're right here, teacher is stupid, teacher is dumb, teacher's not smart, that kind of stuff. And then you would write here the evidence for that belief.
She had the wrong answer.
She had the wrong answer, so she disagreed with you.
Yeah, I was right.
You were right, she disagreed with you, she's stupid. Okay, and then this is going to be the more difficult part, but I think for what we do it'll be helpful. In this column, what I want you to do is write down any evidence against the belief that you have or the thought that you have. So, is there another explanation for why she's disagreeing with you besides the fact that besides the possibility that she's just not smart?
What do you mean? Like she didn't have enough time?
Yeah, so you could write down in this column, maybe she was busy, or maybe she didn't have a chance to read the material as in depth as she needed to. And then in this column you would write down an alternative thought. So something that could come into your head besides she's dumb is she has a lot to do, right? So if she didn't have time to read over the material in order to prepare for grading my paper, she must have a lot of stuff to do because she's a teacher and that's her job. So if she doesn't have enough time to do all of her job, she's probably really pretty busy.
Shouldn't she do her job?
She should. She should. You think you can do that for me throughout this next week? Maybe, just at the end of the day, or maybe at lunch if you want some release time from class in order to sit down and fill out this after you get in a disagreement with someone. We can arrange for that to happen. You feel like you can do that?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, cool. Well then you can take this and we'll meet again next week. Let's see how it goes. Thanks.